of Africa. The face and voice of Africa. The story of resurgent and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel. Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa.
Hello and welcome. I'm Gamechi Samandira and this is POA News. Stay with us for insightful coverage on the stories shaping our region and beyond. Let's begin with Rwanda. Rwanda has reaffirmed its dedication to the proper and sustainable utilization of African minerals as Prime Minister Dr. Justin Nisenguma inaugurated the 8th Rwanda Mining Week in Kigali. The event, themed Minerals for a Smarter and Greener Future, gathers government officials, investors and international partners to emphasize the strategic importance of minerals in advancing Africa's role in the global green transition. In his opening speech, Prime Minister Nisenguma highlighted the government's vision to develop a responsible, inclusive mining sector that adheres to international standards, ensuring local communities and benefit and environmental protection is prioritized. He emphasized that mining should transcend resource extraction to foster growth, innovation, and shared prosperity, recognizing its vital contribution to Rwanda's development and economic stability. The Prime Minister urged increased collaboration among investors, scientists, and policymakers to maximize opportunities across the minerals value chain. He also called for renewed dialogue and commitment to a sector that can drive economic transformation while aligning with sustainability objectives worldwide. Moving to Zambia, Zambia is intensifying its efforts to expand access to education by proposing legislation that will institutionalize free education for children, a senior government official announced on Tuesday. Minister of Education Douglas Chikalima stated that amendments to the existing education law are being proposed to ensure that children from early childhood through secondary school can access education without financial barriers. He emphasized that the significant increase in school enrollments since the policies rolled out in 2022 underscores the high demand for education, which was previously limited by school fees. While recognizing the importance of maintaining quality, Shakalima highlighted that making education freely accessible is crucial for fostering inclusive development. President Hakainde Hichilema also reported that over 2.3 million children had returned to school as of October, illustrating the policy's positive impact on expanding educational access. This initiative exemplifies how legal reforms in Zambia can serve as a model for other African nations seeking to improve educational access, reduce inequality, and create opportunities for all children to learn and contribute to national development. Ghana. Ghana is positioning itself to join Africa's growing nuclear club with plans to begin construction of its first nuclear power plant by 2027. According to Deputy Minister of Energy and Green Transition Dr. Robert Sabaji, Ghana has already identified two sites, one in the western region and another in the central, for a large and a smaller industrial facility respectively, as part of efforts to diversify the country's energy mix. Speaking on the sidelines of the 9th Ghana Energy Awards, Dr. Robert Sabaji confirmed that preparatory work is underway, including steps to acquire land and pursue a power purchase agreement. Dr. Sebaji added that the ministry is working within a 6-month timeline to expand electricity access, targeting 90% nationwide coverage. Across Africa, nuclear energy is increasingly seen as a solution to chronic power deficits and a way to accelerate industrialization. South Africa remains the only African country with a fully operational commercial nuclear plant at Coburg, which continues to provide reliable baseload power and supports industrial growth. Africa's air passenger traffic is anticipated to grow at an average annual rate of 6% until 2044, fueled by a youthful population, a rising middle class, rapid urbanization, and ongoing investments in airports and connectivity, according to Boeing. Boeing's 2025 Commercial Market Outlook (CMO) for Africa indicates that the region's fleet of commercial aircraft is expected to more than double, reaching 1,680 planes over the next 2 decades to accommodate increasing travel demands. Approximately 70% of the over 1,200 new airplanes scheduled for delivery will be single-aisle aircraft, facilitating the expansion of domestic and short-haul international routes, the company noted. Shahab Mateen, Boeing's managing director of commercial marketing for the Middle East and Africa, emphasized that aviation serves as a vital driver for Africa's economic growth and regional connectivity, building on the industry expansion observed over the past 20 years. As African airlines grow their fleets and route networks, there will be a corresponding increase in demand for investments in aviation ecosystem and skilled personnel. Boeing projects a need for 74,000 new pilots, technicians, and cabin crew members across Africa over the next 2 decades. The CMO also estimates that support services for fleet expansion and operational resilience will require investments valued at approximately $130 billion through 2044. Moving to business, Traction said on Tuesday it would invest 3.4 billion rand, equivalent to $199 million, in new locomotives and wagons as the freight company prepares to run trains on South Africa's main lines for the first time after reforms opened the network to private operators. The government has allowed private firms to use Transcend's freight rail network as the state-owned operator has struggled to provide reliable services, hit by equipment shortages and maintenance backlogs after years of underinvestment. The investment by Traction, which operates in 10 African countries, signals growing private sector confidence in rail reform and is a boost to efforts to shift cargo from road to rail. The added capacity could help ease a national shortfall that has weighed on commodity exporters. The investment includes 1.8 billion rand on 46 diesel-electric locomotives and 1.6 billion rand on about 920 wagons. The locomotives, supplied by New Zealand state-owned Kiwi Rail, are expected to start operating within the next 12 months. Wamkele Mene, Secretary-General of the African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat, has stressed the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System (PAPSS) as a cornerstone of Africa's financial sovereignty. PAPSS CORI conference held in Lagos under the theme Building an Interoperable and Sovereign African Payment Ecosystem for Trade and Economic Growth. Many highlighted PAPSS' role in enabling instant settlements in local currencies, reducing transaction costs and fostering a more integrated African market. The conference brought together policymakers, financial experts and private sector stakeholders to explore how interoperable, secure and cost-effective payment systems can accelerate African Continental Free Trade Area implementation. Such systems are considered vital for facilitating smoother cross-border trade and boosting intra-African commerce. Launched in 2021, PAPSS is the African Continental Free Trade Area's flagship initiative to unify Africa's financial infrastructure, allowing businesses and governments to settle payments directly in local currencies without relying on foreign intermediaries. By minimizing currency conversion costs and transaction delays, PAPSS aims to strengthen intra-African trade, which currently accounts for less than 20% of the continent's total trade. Many emphasize that financial integration through PAPSS is not only a technical solution, but also a strategic tool to enhance Africa's economic autonomy, support local industries, and promote sustainable growth across the continent. Moving to sports, Ruth Jepchumpa Bundotic has been named the 2025 World Athletics Woman of the Year, recognized for her leadership and major contributions to developing young and women athletes in Kenya. She is celebrated for shaping a supportive environment that has produced rising stars, including world record holder Agnes Negetich. Bundotic, who works with Leleka Ikaika Sports Agency and Adidas Running, has championed holistic athlete development, focusing on empowering girls both on and off the track. Her efforts have helped build sustainable pathways for emerging talent across Kenya's athletics landscape. In her acceptance remarks, Bundotic said the award reflects a collective effort to nurture and safeguard young athletes. She praised Athletics Kenya coaches, support staff and mentors who have contributed to creating a strong athlete development ecosystem. The coach emphasized that Negetich's success highlights the broader collaborative model she and her partners have built, involving more than 15 people working together to support athletes responsibly and sustainably. Bundotic joins a distinguished group of honorees recognized for advancing equity and opportunity in athletics. The Woman of the Year award is one of the highlights of the World Athletics Awards 2025. Now let's take a look at the current forecast and what conditions to expect across the region. That's all from POA News for the hour. Thank you for joining us and stay tuned for more updates from Africa.